Welcome everyone to another episode of Inquiring Minds. I'm Hialeah Comic Bro, and as always, I'm accompanied by Conquistadorks Javi. What's up, Javi?
What's up, man? Been a good day today. I did a comic book trade with one of my friends and went to the comic book shop, so it was a good day today.
You did a trade?
Yeah, traded some books. Yeah.
Big books or
No, nothing too big. He was looking for some Secret Invasion and Civil War books that I had. So we just did a quick, nice little trade.
You met at the shop?
I actually went to his house. It was down in Miami, so that was a nice little drive, about 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
Today was nice though. The traffic wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was a good day today.
It was though. At least the rain's already subsided. All right, guys. Our special guest for today. What's up, Unruly? What's up, the comic collector?
What's going on, guys?
We have a 2-for-1, and we got Married with Issues. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good, man. I like your backdrop.
Thank you.
It's more than we usually see.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's. How long ago was it when we updated it? It's been a few months by now.
A good couple months now, yeah. But Sean had California Blend send us the Spawn and Catwoman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No,
I the show a couple months ago too.
I think it's the camera angle. We could see more of it. Usually, I don't usually see all of that.
It might be. Yeah.
It might be. Yeah. Just like even all my Ant-Man stuff and my Arrow back there. I love it because it's our his and hers, and it works because we got issues and we work through them one panel at a time.
What's up, Funk? What's up, Vivi? What's going on, guys? Mr. G.
Hello.
Nice to have you, man. Thank you for coming by. I have Lady Fantastic. I have a question for you guys, man. Just to start it off.
All right.
Were you guys both, before you met, into this hobby, into all this, or did one of you guys bring the other one in? How did that all come about?
Well, I was always into them from my mom. She's
Nice.
like a huge nerd, growing up watching like Hercules and Xena and everything, but I didn't actually like collect. And then one day we went up to my grandparents and they had Umbrella Academy and he started reading it. And then like the next weekend, it's like, okay, hey, let's go to the comic book
Well, it was
store.
that day we went.
Yeah.
After reading it, but like a lot of people in the community, I was into it when I was a kid growing up. Like I got into it from the Christopher Reeves Superman, Tim Burton Batman, 89 Batman and stuff, and really into Spawn and all that too back in the 90s. Like Spawn 1 was it's like one of my like grails. It was the first book I ever bought with my own money, and
Nice.
that's why that book means a lot to me. But like a lot of people, I was out of it for a long time, and once me and her met, and her being into like a lot of nerd stuff too. Like honestly, when I met her, I had to get caught up on the MCU movies that were even out at that point. And
Yeah, I had to catch them up on all of those, on Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man.
I think it was right around Civil War. I think.
Yeah, it was right around.
It was right before Civil War.
I was so surprised that he wasn't caught up on them. I'm like, how are you not? We need to see all of these. Like, you have to see these. And then it's like my brother-in-law had taken me to the shop that we go to now for our LCS, and he had taken me there years before when I bought some Green Arrow stuff. But when he said he wanted to go to the comic book store, I was like, oh, I know just the place.
Yeah.
And now we've been going there very steadily for the past 2 years.
The one I went to when I was a kid isn't around anymore. So we went. So the shop that is our LCS now was actually hers that she had been to before.
So how long, when you guys met, how long before it all came, hey, oh yeah, you like comics? Oh yeah, you like you're into them?
Actually, it's crazy because we actually started collecting after once we were married even.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like we got married in 2017, and I think we started collecting in.
It was like the January right after that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you guys are fairly new.
Newish. I mean, we've been collecting again for about a couple of years, maybe.
A couple of years now.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was out of it. Oh hell, I probably got out around maybe 2001 or two, or it was
I
back
still
then,
really
probably.
need to go up to my grandparents and search through their basement because my mom was born in '64 and really always loved Spider-Man. And when she moved out at 18, she left her comics behind.
Oh
There's
wow.
somewhere in my grandparents' basement that I am hopefully going to get the chance to go through someday and maybe find some of her old Spidey books from when she was collecting as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for it.
I'm surprised you haven't done that already, man. I would have done that a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work though, because
Yeah.
they're kind of pack rats too. So it's like it would be a lot to go through, but eventually I do plan on doing so.
Yeah.
Who the Umbrella Academy? Who was that? That was your, because you said it was at your grandma's.
It was your
It's-
brother-in-law.
Yeah, it was my brother.
Okay.
It was his daughter Jackie was reading the Umbrella Academy, and we were at the time we were going up there like once a month or every weekend just to say hi and hang out for a little bit. And he had seen the book and had just like picked it up and started reading it while we were there.
And I read like half of it just sitting
Mhm.
there. And like what a big part of it was is her brother-in-law's into comics and everything too. And for the first couple years of us together, I had always like talked to him about comics and stuff, but it was always like back when I used to, you know, like I hadn't like got into him yet. But just that day when we went there and I actually picked up like a book that was just sitting right there. And just reading it, I just fell in love with that, just that form of storytelling again. The just sequential and the panels and just reading it and the art. And when we left your grandparents that day, yeah, we went to the comp, and I think we only got just a couple books or something. But the
now we
week
have way
after
too
that
many
was when
books.
we went. Yeah, we went on our first like actual haul, and yeah, I think we just passed the 4,000.
Yeah, we
Oh
have
wow.
4,000 books now.
Yeah.
4,000, and you just started up again?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like when I got out of collecting the first time, I got rid of everything. Like, so I literally started from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I got rid of like a lot of stuff I really wish I wouldn't have. Like,
Yeah, that too.
yeah.
But I did get him back the ASM 129. I was really proud of that. That one was more of a I told you so, but I had to
Well,
get it.
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So what do you mean you got rid of stuff? You sold off, or?
Yeah, just sold it all
Mhm.
back in the day. Yeah,
Wow.
sold it to an LCS that was, it's not around anymore, but a shop that used to be around here.
That's crazy.
And everyone in my family is a huge nerd. Like my older sister is, and her husband, my brother-in-law, and then my brother's a huge nerd too. I think my other sister, Jamie, she's the only one that's not as into everything as everyone else is.
Mhm.
But my mom definitely raised us huge nerds, and she still loves to read. And we would always watch nerd shows growing up too. It's always just been there.
What do they think about you guys being on YouTube?
She sometimes watches
yeah.
the show. She doesn't have like a channel to make comments or anything, but every once in a while she'll watch the show. And I go over there still once a week on Sundays to get my meds and everything.
Mhm.
And yeah, from time to time she'll just pop in and watch the show.
Yeah, she watches it on her TV.
Like, that's awesome. That's what my dad is. He doesn't have a channel or anything, but he'll sometimes watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, my daughter every once in a while, my son, my wife, dude, she just lets me do this. So I'm more than happy with getting that. Okay, she watches every once on a blue moon, man. But dude, I can't believe you got 4,000 books already. What's your pull list look like?
Well, it used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
We cut it back about a year ago.
There was a point where his books were like his pull list was a good stack.
Oh man.
And then he cut back a lot of his books. At some point, I had more books on my pool than what he had, and I'm like, okay, well, when did this happen? But I've cut back on some of mine too. I
mean, we've been buying a lot more like older books.
Good.
More lately.
Yeah.
Good. You guys hit up the shop together, or like you go one-on-one, or?
Pretty much together every time. I mean, I went by myself the other day. Usually that's just like if one of us is in the area and like we know something is there that we passed on, like I went. When was it? Like last Thursday. I went by myself just because I knew there was Coyote 11, first Todd McFarlane's.
I saw you guys showed that. I saw that.
Yeah, so I had to go back and get that because I saw it at the LCS and like I just like, oh, I just got that, you know. And but when I got home, I saw the one that I just got, and I was like, oh no, shit, this was the other one. This was like his first cover, and so like I had to go back and yeah, I'm lucky it was still there. But
Is McFarlane your guy?
yeah.
Nice.
Ever since the 90s, like when I was a kid, and like I said, Spawn #1 and all that too. Like, yeah, I've been a big fan of his for a long time.
Did you like his Hulk run?
That's the one that, I mean, I have his first Hulk cover, like the first Hulk book he did. But that's actually the only one I have from that run. But I've never really read it, but I don't know. His covers from then I've seen just aren't my. I mean, they're good still. I mean, they're better than I can do, but no, they're not really. Like
you
my
cut
favorite
yourself
his.
short. You can draw. My goodness, guys, he can draw so good. Like,
Can you?
yeah.
I've been an artist my whole life. I used to tattoo full time too. And,
Oh, nice.
and that was a big reason for the first couple of years we were together. Probably why we weren't collecting comics or anything is I was doing my apprenticeship and working at a shop. And
Well, and I had surprised him with his first tattoo when we met too, because I was like, "I got to get you a tattoo." It was a good old friend of his that was able to do it, and everything worked out. But he used to draw all the time, and like some of the first words I ever really said to him, getting to know him, was like way back when, like almost 8 years ago now. Was just sitting down next to him, like, "What are you drawing?" And he can, like, his digital art that he does on his phone is just so good. Like, I know he sent a few pieces out to like Matt, the boy at 7, and I think he sent one to Mr. Garrow where he did the Doctor Strange drawing.
Yeah.
But he's even surprised me with some of the Catwoman ones he's drawing, and I'm like, you need to draw more. Like, you need to start doing commission.
I try to.
You can draw. Don't cut yourself. You can draw. Like, it's so incredible.
I just wish I drew more, like I used to, like when we first got together.
Yeah. Have more time to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you? So you gave up the tattooing though? Did you ever?
It was mostly just because of my back. Like I've always had a bad back. I have like scoliosis and spinal stenosis, and I've just always had a bad back. And even before I started my tattoo apprenticeship, my doctor advised against it, and I was just like, it's been my dream since 7th grade, so I'm gonna do it anyways. And sure enough, after doing it full time for a couple of years, I was like, I just couldn't do it anymore. Being bent over 18 hours a day, and it's stress. It's too hard. And also that, like, I mean, it's kind of a tough industry too, because there was days like if your clients cancel or whatever, I mean, you can go work at the shop all damn day and not make a single penny.
Yeah, that too.
You know, if they canceled and then you don't get a walk in or something, and you're like, wow, I just worked all day and like didn't even make a dime, you know. So I was like, I can't do that anymore.
I did what I could at the time though, to just like give him back massages and stuff and try to help. And then like one Christmas, I even got him in with like a professional masseuse, and it's like, she's gonna put me to shame. You're gonna want to just always go to her. And he still said after the fact that, nope, you're better. I'm like, I am not a professional masseuse. I can only do so much. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But it works, and he still draws from time to time.
Yeah, I've been drawing quite a bit more, trying to design stuff for like our store, because we're working on like a merch store and stuff.
Nice.
So I've been drawing a bunch for that.
You got to go on Name or Frame with Rod.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
It's fun. It's fun. So
I know. I've watched them. Yeah, it looks fun for sure. I'll have to hit them up.
Usually at that time, I'm like, if we're slow, I'll be watching part of it, and then I'll get a call since I'm working from home. I'm like, oh no, I have to turn it down for this. The call, and then I try to hop back in. Okay, what I miss, and it's just because usually I don't get off work till this time, and so I was really glad to have the day off today. But that show is great. I love watching it and catching it on the replay too.
I did it once. I can't wait to go back on. It just depends what they're using. Like last night, did you guys watch last night's?
Yeah, wasn't it watercolors?
I told Rod Axe, and I go, dude, watercolors ain't my thing. But did you see the costume? Did you see Bearded Comic Did you see it? He was dressed up like
I missed it.
Oh, really?
he was dressed up like something is killing the children.
Oh,
Bro, when I first tuned in, I was like, "Oh, who's that chick?" Oh my god,
oh my hell.
I missed that bit.
dude! You gotta, his costume was great. Yeah, I freaking loved it.
I'll pull that comment up again. It's, Mr. G's comment. He says, "So when we meet up, is Soldier only going to give me my first tattoo?"
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I still have my machines and everything. I mean,
That's what I was gonna ask. You still got up the machines and everything?
yeah,
Yeah, it shows those.
yeah.
When's the last time you?
Put the heart on my finger.
Oh, nice.
When's the last time you made a tattoo? You gave it to.
I mean, it was probably about a year ago, I think.
I think it was your aunt.
Yeah, I think it was that one. Yeah.
What was it? You said you gave him a tattoo, or he gave you a tattoo?
Oh yeah, he did the heart on my finger. I don't know where the camera is or if you can see it.
Yeah, it's a little hard.
Oh,
to do, but.
Yeah, you can see it.
But yeah, there's a lot on you that I've done, but most of them are on your legs and stuff.
Yeah. I have like a real big floral piece all down my leg and then a few on my back. But
Dude, honest to God, I don't know how people do tattoos, man. Because if I were to,
they're therapeutic.
I love them. I have mine, but I just imagine being a tattoo artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't imagine making a mistake. I would freaking die. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I've always said you kind of have to have something a little wrong in your head to be a tattoo artist. 'Cause you're like sitting here stabbing people, thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the worst tattoo you ever? Not the worst tattoo you ever gave. Like the
What
worst
someone asked for.
Yeah, the worst idea for a tattoo.
Probably
There was a
probably
really
the guy you were at the shop that night. A guy wanted
a line
a line straight line from
down his calf.
yeah, like straight down the back of his like thigh, all the way down to the back of his calf, just a straight line right down the middle. And then I think I did one, wasn't it like a line, like a bracelet line?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, all right.
He didn't really give any explanation as to why he wanted a line. He just wanted a straight line.
I was half expecting him to just run out of the shop after. I was surprised he paid.
So he did go through with it. Where did it start? Like on his butt, and it just went down.
It was about halfway down the back of his thighs, or like so. Yeah, the back of his thigh, like so right under his butt cheek, kind of, and then right in the middle, and then just a single line all the way down to almost the back of his ankle.
What the hell is that? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Is it make it look like a pantyhose line or something?
I don't know.
And yeah, it was weird. Like we tried trying. There was a language barrier though too. So
I had to make sure. Yeah, like that's what he meant.
It was just really weird. We were trying to figure out what his reason was for like what it meant to him, and he was just like, no, just the line. Yeah, okay, I'll. I was like. Okay.
And it wasn't like it was like a bold line like filled in either. It was literally just I just pulled one long slow line.
But the day before he got his first tattoo, it was a surprise. It was the first thing I surprised him with, and I told him it was going to be a fun and exciting day going to the DMV because I had to go get my car registered and everything that day, and I had taken the day off, and I didn't tell him that he was going to get his first tattoo. So like months up to it, I was like, oh, we're going to the DMV. It's going to be a fun and exciting day. And he's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, well, little do you know what we're doing after the DMV is getting your first tattoo. And it worked out so perfect.
Yeah.
So that was your first tattoo, Soldier?
Yeah, it was the first one I had done on me. Yeah.
And what did you get?
It's this, it might be hard to tell, but yeah, it's right here. And it's like a pocket watch, like right here. There's a pocket watch with the rose, and it says "Mom" in it because she got it. It was for my mom because it was around the time of her birthday.
Yeah, it's a memorial piece because the one that had actually tattooed it on him turned out to be an old friend that I didn't realize they had a history until we were there with another friend that was getting work done. And then when I realized they had a history, I'm like, I know what I need to do. Okay. And so then I just like talked to his friend I talked to his friend about it, and then like we set it up, and
Yeah, all behind
Yeah.
my back the whole time. I didn't know.
it was
Yeah.
all just a big surprise. And he was getting kind of anxious and nervous that day, like he didn't know what to expect, but he knew there was
Well,
something
yeah,
was going on.
Yeah,
and,
once we're sitting in
Yeah.
the parking lot to the tattoo shop for a while, like waiting for him, I'm like,
yeah,
this isn't just to say hi to him. Like,
it was great. I used to have video of it, of his reaction to, no, you're getting your first tattoo today, and yeah, but
How many
that's
tattoos?
awesome.
How many tattoos do you have now?
More than me.
yeah, I got covered from working at a tattoo shop and stuff, and I lost count of how many like sessions or how many times I've actually been worked on, because that's kind of the easiest way to define like a number, but because it's hard to say when you have like full sleeves and
Right.
like full leg
Right.
and stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, I can't even think of like even how many. I lost count. Like the most memorable though, like, is probably the one on the back of my calf, which actually won an award because it was at a tattoo show.
Did
Nice.
you
That's
really?
awesome.
When you're done.
Yeah, and I fell asleep. Like, I love getting tattooed. Like,
Yeah.
I normally fall asleep, and like I always feel so good after them.
They're definitely
wild, but
they're definitely addicting though.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
by far.
Don't you feel like a badass when you walk out or when you get one? It's like
Yeah, just because I'm such a huge lover of art too, and like just to have it forever, and yeah.
Are you thinking
There's
about-
It was a family tradition for my like with me and my sisters and my brother. It was a family tradition to get our first tattoo at 16.
Oh wow.
That, my mom took us to do, and yeah. So when I met him, I was like, "Wait, you don't have any tattoos, but you want tattoos? You just don't. You're not ready yet.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make this happen."
I'm glad though, because like I mean, I remember some of the ideas I had back in the day of what I wanted, and I'm damn glad I didn't get tattooed back then.
My daughter just turned 18 and she's like, I'm getting a tattoo. I'm getting a tattoo. And I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. So I'm just waiting for the day when she gets it,
Yeah.
But I get, do you guys, do your tattoos mean something? Like,
Yeah.
either you get them for a reason to remember a time in your life, a person. Do they all have meaning to you?
Mhm. Yeah.
I have a semicolon tattoo on my ankle to remind me just put one foot in front of the other, keep going, just keep walking, and
Yeah, I did
You
that
know,
one too.
you did do that one. I
Mm.
have a semicolon on my ankle, and it's just a reminder. And then I also have like a yin yang one where it's like day and night
Right.
that I really love. But yeah, they all have meaning, definitely.
I mean, even two of my like most meaningful. I mean, they're not the most meaningful one I have. There's other ones because like all the ones on my left arm are mostly like family and stuff, like family related. But then I have like music notes behind both my ears,
Nice.
and music's always been huge to me. So I mean, I actually got the idea for that once when I mean, I was locked up for like 6 months, but that's a whole other story. But
I like
I
that.
always didn't have music for that, so I always had music in my head and stuff. So that way I got those tattooed so I can always have music in my ears.
I like the way you just throw that in. Yeah, so like 6 months.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different me for sure. But
What kind of music are you into? Are you guys in the same stuff, or
yeah,
it's an eclectic mix? Like sometimes different styles.
yeah, especially with me. I mean, mostly like underground, like hip hop or
Nice.
and, like punk and alternative and stuff like that. But I don't know. I have a wide range. I mean, I even love Elvis and the Beatles, and it's all over the place. Even a lot of old
Joplin.
music. And
I love Janis
Yeah.
Joplin. She's one of my favorites. There's a wide range of music that we listen to.
mhm.
Yeah.
You guys got music in the like when you're home, just you got music always going on,
Yeah,
or
yeah, I always have Spotify on the TV, like going and
What's really weird is there'll be a few songs that we'll come across that are just like so cosmic and perfect to our situation, to what's going on at the time too. And it's like, how does the universe know this? Like,
Right. Yeah.
it fits so well in the lyrics and everything, and then it's crazy.
I know it's true.
Hey, I want. Where's? Oh yeah, Life with two YouTubers, Sharon. You guys are so sweet and in love. Makes me have faith and love again.
I mean that's the crazy thing is like before we met each other, like I never thought I'd get married. I never wanted to. And,
Oh, I swore up and down I'd never get married, and then I met him.
yeah.
How old were you when you guys met? Each one of you?
I was 20. I was 22, going on 23.
So I was 20.
No, you had just turned 29, and then your first birthday where I was with you, it was your 30th
My
birthday.
30.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we've been together going on 8 years next
April.
Yeah.
But because we met in like February of 13, and then March we hung out a little bit, and then in April is when we actually started talking and everything started blooming and everything, and and it was April that I turned 23. So
how did you guys get to meet up? Did somebody get you together, or it was just by chance?
So I had completely given up on trying to find anything at all.
Okay, wait. You were 22 years old. How do you give up at?
No, you'd actually been 25.
No.
Your first birthday, you would have turned 25, right?
No, it was 23.
Oh.
Wait, no, it's 24. Because 2015 would have been 24. So yeah, I was 23 when we met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 23. My bad.
Right.
I'm really bad at math.
So how do you give up at 24? Is that like a lot of bad hookups?
There's a whole lot of nothing. It just wasn't there. Like I never really had a high school sweetheart, and and I'd been trying to find a relationship, and it just wasn't there. And so I was like, "You're, you know what? I'm not gonna try and find anything. If it happens, it happens. Whatever. I was done looking for it, anyways."
Yeah.
But yeah, and then my brother had actually invited me over to a housewarming party where they had helped move over out into Harriman. And since my brother invited me over, I just was like, yeah, sure, I'll come over. I don't mind. I ain't got anything going on. And then it was that night that we started talking and hanging out, and everyone around us saw and already knew before we did. Really? So then it was like that night, the next morning, my brother was giving me a ride back home. He's like, I can get his number for you if you want. And I'm like, you know what? Sure, give him my number. If he wants to talk to me, he will, whatever. Just, I'm not looking for nothing. I was just done trying to find something.
I was the weirdo in the corner drawing.
Yeah. At a house party. And Wreck-It Ralph was on in the background.
And what was it? What was that?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a good
I love that movie. But yeah, it was on in the background, and then it was like even his friend and his wife at that time, they had invited me over, and we were really awkward, like junior high awkward. Oh, yeah. Like, oh wait, no, we caught eye contact. What happens now? And it was just like it's actually kind of quite humorous, and
yeah, because I had been single for a while too at that point, and
it's just meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a lot of strange, like, cosmic things like that.
What's really a trip is the lady that signed my birth certificate sang at his mom's wedding.
Yeah, my mom was a nurse,
and
at the hospital, and then we realized that she was born at the hospital my mom worked at, and she had found her birth certificate, and it has like the name of the nurse that signed it, and I was like, that'd be crazy if it was my mom's, first of all, because like I know like the time she was born, my mom was still working there, and it wasn't my mom's name, but it was my mom's best friend though, like from work.
Wow.
What? That's crazy.
So at the very least, like my mom probably took care of you.
Wow, dude, that's
when you were born.
Yeah, it's a trip, and it's like I even showed my mom a picture of his mom, and she's like, yeah, she does kind of look familiar, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy, like. It's just, yeah. There's been so many cosmic occurrences like that it's like, it's undeniable. Like it was meant to be. That's like how we joke sometimes that our love was written in the stars. Is one of his old friends, Ernie, I had met a couple months before he passed away, and we were having to wait for him.
Yeah.
is when we met, and it was just like, yeah, Ernie set this up.
Yeah, because the first time I actually saw her was actually at a wake for one of my best friends from growing up.
Wow.
And then the time she was talking about when, because your brother had helped us move my friend, one of my other good friends, and yeah, and then that, like, which was like it was like a month later, wasn't it? After the wake.
Yeah, because the wake was February 13, and then it was March and April of 13.
That's right.
Yeah. And by April is when we were like full blown talking and hanging out, and at some point I was quiet.
Magic, that's a question for you guys.
That's a long question.
Okay, yeah. So have they ever done a live stream where one was unhappy, where the other one behind the scenes working on it was difficult to do the show? Well, I think we've had one where, I mean, it's strange because like we don't really fight, like we've never really have.
It's rare.
It's crazy. Like I've never gotten along with even my best guy friends I've had my whole life. Like I don't even get along with them this well. It's a trip, like especially with how it's been, like with exes I've had in the past. Like it's complete 180.
It's very rare for us to fight, and usually if we get like any tension, we just end up laughing because we know damn well the other one ain't serious, and then we just like it's super rare. There was one time, so I have kind of like a warped sense of humor that back in the day I would tell him, it would be like murder suicide. If anything was to happen, is this going to be murder suicide? And there's one day we're on our way home from the grocery store, and I was like, if we have to go to the store before we get home, we'll go together. I'm not leaving once we get home. So we parked, and he was driving, and then as we were walking up to the apartment, he's like, oh, so are you going to go to the store? And I was like, no, I could kill you for that. Like, I told you to stop before we got home if we were going to go at all. And I was like, no, you bastard. I was just kind of, but I could kill you right now for that. He's like, oh, well, don't make me wait in the afterlife too long. And I'm like, you. So you go, all right, fine. I'll go to the store. Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing after that one. But yeah, it's super rare for us to fight or even bicker.
Yeah. I don't know, because I think there was one where, like, when we were starting, we were kind of bickering a little bit, but then after doing the show and everything, like, it was just, forgotten or whatever at that point. And probably couldn't even remember what the hell it was even about anyways. And
you guys need to change your name though, man. It's Married Without Issues.
I know that's kind of like part of the the shtick, I guess, too, is like how we don't fight or anything like that, And that's the thing. I'm sure, like, when people are looking through like the podcast directories or whatever too, and like they see Married with Issues, I'm sure they probably think it's a relationship advice show or something like that. But we try and make it somewhat evident that it's like comic book issues.
Yeah.
What was you guys watch Saturday Night Live?
I used to a lot. It's been a while, but
do you remember the bit? Because I watched you guys, and this it's a skit that they did on Saturday Night Live, and it always reminds me of you guys. And I'm not trying to, I'm not being mean or anything. It's just the feel of the skit. Do you remember the skit Sweaty Balls?
I don't know if I saw that one.
I don't think so.
It's sweaty. It's like these two ladies, and they do an NPR. They're doing like an NPR show, and they get they get Alec Baldwin on, and then they're doing a radio show. Every time I see you guys, it reminds me of that skit. Not because of Alec Baldwin, because of the two ladies. Not that you're, it's a little different, but it's just the back and forth, because they're like, you're back and forth. It's almost like nobody's watching, and it's just you guys just hanging out. It looks like so therapeutic. And the two ladies, they're talking. They're like, yeah, good times. I'm
gonna have to find that one now.
Yeah.
Well, look Saturday Night Live up, Sweaty Balls. It's a great skit, regardless. But it's just their interaction that reminds me of you guys, because they're just real calm, real laid back, and they're just chilling, and you could see that they're comfortable with each other, and they're just like,
Mhm.
they just get it, you know. And that's how you guys are. You're just in tune. I can't help but see you guys, and I'm thinking NPR.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know what it was. It's like I've never really felt this comfortable with someone until we met, and then like just like from day one, us just talking and everything. It's like it's
Mhm.
just been there. It's like
Yeah, and like I mean,
Yeah.
we first started the YouTube and stuff when like back when we used to well, I used to stream like on Twitch, like
Mhm.
video games and stuff.
Oh,
So
nice.
I had the YouTube even back then, but
we did a few like Loot Crate unboxings with like the gamer
Mhm.
box, the Loot Crate, which was a lot of fun.
yeah, and so like the Twitch stuff, you weren't on quite as much, but when we would do like, because we had some older podcasts and stuff back then too, but yeah, I don't know. We always have these. We'd always like talk and have like good discussions and stuff too, and so that's like what eventually like turned us into eventually like doing a show or something out of it, or but I mean, honestly, we didn't really get back into doing YouTube and all that since I mean, like Jeffrey's New Year's stream I was on almost 2 years
And I
ago at this
passed out
point.
that night. I had full intentions of being on the stream too, but I had to work 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 31st of the last day of the year.
Yeah.
That by the time I got home from work, I ate a little bit of pizza and then I passed out. And I remember, like, as I was passing out, he's like, "Are you seriously falling asleep? I thought we were going to hop on the stream with Jeffrey." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"What? Huh?" And it was like a long shift and a long day, but I missed that one. And then that was like when it had started, when you were on with everybody else. And
Yeah, that's when like a lot of people from Instagram and stuff started like kind of coming over to YouTube, and this thing kind of started coming together, really.
What else are you guys into besides the comics, besides the music?
Movies too, like
movies
a lot.
movies. I love a lot of movies. There's one that Ryan Reynolds was in, The Voices. He actually does the voice of the dog and the cat that talk to him.
Uh-huh.
And he's a schizophrenic in it, and it was just like a what
It was an indie
Sundance
film,
yeah, it was an indie film that was done at like Sundance or something like that. And it's just one of my favorite movies. And like even Running with Scissors, and so it's like he's got me caught up on a lot of movies. Like before we had met, I had never seen Boondock Saints,
which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. And so like he got me up on those. And then even what was the other one?
Oh, there's been a few.
With Johnny Depp is Don.
Oh hell!
Not Reservoir.
Public Enemies.
Yeah, Public Enemies. Yeah, that was a really good one too. But I mean, other than that, I mean, we're also into like video games though too.
Yeah, video games is a big one.
Nice.
We just always shared a lot of the same interests.
You mentioned Running with Scissors. Did you ever read the novel?
Yes, I loved the book. And the movie was pretty good with it, which is rare because most oftentimes if it's turned into a movie, it's just so far from what the book is.
Right.
But with Running with Scissors, I really enjoyed the book and the movie.
That's a pretty heavy book.
Yeah.
I'm kind of demented. I am schizophrenic after all, so I do have my own issues. But
you know what? Now that you mentioned that, I've always been proud of you for bringing that up, because a lot of people won't bring that up, and kind of would hide that, because it's pretty it's not something people usually, hey, yeah, I have this problem. And so props to you during the 22-day push-up thing. You won.
It was tough, and some days I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, but it was just that reminder again with the semicolon is just keep swimming,
keep going.
keep going, one foot in front of the other, and just you'll get through it. And I was diagnosed in 2009 borderline, and then in 2010 is when I got the full diagnosis. And I've just always been like an open book with my heart on my sleeve. That even my family,
when we met, like you told me like right away, and too, and that's one thing I've always liked about you too is
I always word on my sleeve.
How open you are.
I'm an open book, and it's like I'll joke about it because you got to be able to laugh at it. You know, you got to be able to find your laugh. Sometimes all you need is a good laugh and a night of rest. And so it's like, I even joke with my family where it's like, I got a smile that can light up a psych ward. And my little sister actually got me a psych ward shirt that it says psych ward on it too. And it's just, it's who I am, and there's no shame in my game. So it is like, I just wear my heart on my sleeve.
You said it came up in 2000. How did that come about? Did it's just something switched from one day to the next, or you think it just progressed to that point?
So back in 2009, like there is schizophrenia on my dad's side of the family, but back in 2009, I had a party with some friends, and the things had just gotten out of hand, and my sister, my parents were out of town at the time too, so it's like my sister was trying to like kind of keep me like
leveled,
like grounded,
grounded. But it was just like I just was so far gone at that point. But it was just like slipping into it.
Because you told me they said that it was something that could have been there all along.
Yeah.
But whatever it was now, like triggered it.
Yeah.
Especially with it being on your dad's side too, and.
Yeah, so that's why, like in 2009, it was diagnosed borderline, because they weren't sure if it was, because like at the time, I was smoking pot, like what teenager doesn't.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really been doing anything too crazy, and that's like, it just turned into my first episode where I thought I was in the university for 2 to 3 weeks, and then it turns out I was actually there for 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
You were there a lot longer than you thought.
A lot longer than I thought. And then almost exactly a year later. So my first episode was March of 2009. And then my second episode was February of 2010. And by my second episode, I was actually in there for more closer to 6 weeks. And they really thought I wasn't going to come out of it, but I somehow miraculously did. And yeah. So that was back in 2010 when they're like, okay, yeah, she's not borderline. This is almost exactly a year later. She hasn't been doing anything different.
You had stopped taking your meds though, hadn't you? When you had the second one?
Yeah. But because when I was borderline, they had put me on meds, and I quit taking them because they made me go from like laughing to crying within a matter of like 30 seconds. I was like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
So then when it was my second episode, my mom tried giving me the same meds, and I dropped it in the water, and I was like, it changed color. You're trying to poison me. I'm not taking it. No. And yeah. And then it was the second episode where Oprah and Ashton Kutcher were on the TV, and they were telling me that they were going to meet me at the hospital and fly me down to Vegas.
That's how they got it.
That's how they were able to get me to go to the hospital to be checked in and then transported up to uni, because I wasn't leaving the house, and I was just like tons of layers, crazy fat, like just being
full-blown Joker.
Yeah. Just running around. It was bad. So
it takes a while though to get the meds right, man.
It does, yeah, and she's really good at always taking them. And
that's what I realized with my second time around, is that I need to keep taking them, even if it feels like they're not doing anything anymore, or I'm okay, it helps, because I had quit taking them in 2009 and then had to take them again in 2010. It was like, these are the reasons why I'm okay. Like if I stop taking them, there's a good chance I'm going to just go be committed again for a third time.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm actually writing a book. Hopefully, maybe someday I'll actually get it out of my head. But it's Inside the Mind of a Schizophrenic. And I have the chapters outlined to about 12 or 13 chapters. And I've had a few rough drafts, and I've worked on it a little bit. But one of the chapters is titled Lab Rat, which is just me and all the different meds they've had to put me on to see what would work and what didn't.
To find the right one.
Yeah, because it was either my first or second time in the university up at the psych ward that I was allergic to one of the meds.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like they were putting me on all kinds of different stuff, and I was on a high dose of lithium for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of see it as being a lab rat, to where it's like, my meds aren't working no more. I need to go get like a higher dose, or
Right.
change on to something else. And
you still go through that, I imagine, right?
Yeah. I mean, she meets with like her psychiatrist like every, what was it, 3 months?
3 months,
Yeah.
I've met with my psychiatrist every 3 months for the past 10 years, 11 years now. It at some point had gotten to where I didn't have to see her until every 6 months for a little bit. But then I had started to notice when we were going through the storm, because there was a little bit of rough patch where we were going through a lot of stuff at the time. And so he wasn't seeing me as much, but I was able to catch on that I was having a lot more conspiracy theories and paranoia, that it just wasn't right. And so then I went to my psychiatrist, and she's like, oh, okay, we'll just increase the dose. And then when they increased the dose, I ended up having the side effects from the dose that they're like, okay, well, let's get you onto something else.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of time where I was kind of like, I could still see the signs that I was kind of going out of it, but I was still able to recognize that, okay, well, I need a change of my meds. And then that's when I went back to see my psychiatrist every 3 months instead of every 6.
Well, yeah, and remember, was it last year when you were underdosing when you forgot?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had heard the psychiatrist wrong. She thought she was supposed to be taking
The voices.
X amount of whatever, but she was actually severely taking less than what she needed to. Like, she had started noticing like some symptoms and stuff, but then when you saw her, she's like, "No, you're supposed to be taking this much of it." It was like, "Oh."
Yeah, that was about a year ago or so.
I think it was like last year.
Because it was during the time that we were doing Married with Issues, and then we kind of disappeared for about like a month or two.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's when it was.
Yeah, that's when I wasn't quite all here. I was really out of it a lot of the time and just kind of different. And that's like, I'd gone back to my psychiatrist like, whoa, hey, what's going on? Like, I'm a little unsteady. And she's like, oh, well, aren't you taking this amount? I was like, no, I thought you said last time I needed to take less. Like, what?
Well, but you know what? Kudos to you, man. And I just want to highlight all these.
Yeah, all the comments.
They're freaking, they're amazing, man. Gosh, this honesty is so
I know,
real.
I was looking at him.
I'm an open book.
Matt,
Yeah, you always have been.
Glitter.
Thanks for sharing this. The more folks who talk about their journeys, the less stigma we will have in our culture. That's
Exactly.
That's for
More
sure.
real.
Yeah, and
I
that's
agree.
the thing with it a lot too. I mean, it's so either. I mean, a lot is not known about it. So much of it is like or misconstrued, or it's just.
I like bringing
and
awareness
a
to
lot
it.
of them. A lot of them don't take their. Like the couple people I've known before. That have it. Like none of them would ever take their meds. Like the majority of them, it seems like don't like taking it.
I sometimes joke that I am drugs because without my medications, I go insane. So it's like I need the medications to keep me sane, and then I'm like, well, maybe.
But you know what? At least you acknowledge it and you notice it yourself. And like Soldier was saying, a lot of people don't. I'm okay without the meds, and then it's like, no, it's not. It's no fault of yours. It's just.
I learned that the hard way, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stay on my meds. So.
Yeah, that's why they normally stop taking them, because they're like, well, I'm fine. It's like, yeah, you're fine because of the meds.
It's because of the meds that you're fine. Yeah. So.
But like my wife, she's like a guardian to her sister and her nephew, and they have issues. They have a lot of the same issues, and sometimes they either get the dosage wrong, or and we're getting calls like, hey, you need to get over here. Stuff's going on. He's hearing voices, and honest, it's scary.
Mm-hmm. It's scary sometimes.
It's scary,
especially like when like you can't see him or anything or hear him or it's kind of like you don't really know what you can do, but
it can definitely be scary sometimes, and I think the fact that it's been the past going on 11 years now, I've gotten familiar with what the warning signs are,
Mhm.
as to where I can tell that my veil is slipping with
Mhm.
Yeah.
reality, and that because it's really insane, because it's just like sometimes I'm able to catch, other times I'm not able to catch on that it is a voice or that it's paranoia.
Mhm.
And I'll bring it up to him and he'll be like, only you would think like that. Like, he just doesn't see it, and he's like, oh, but he's been able to recognize and see
Yeah.
that sometimes I am a little more paranoid than the average person. But I think
Honestly,
just,
some of the stuff, like when you explain to me how you think and stuff, like I think the same way. So I'm like, well, wait a minute, am I thought everyone thought that way, but then here's this. I'm like, well, wait a minute, am I undiagnosed or something? No, I'm like, I don't know.
yeah, it is on my dad's side of the family that I get it. So I'm just,
No, kudos to you guys, man. That's awesome. I kind of want to get off the subject, but man, thank you for being so open. You find YouTube being therapeutic as far as that? Because I can imagine having that condition. I get paranoid. I get anxiety sometimes going on.
Oh yeah, I do too. I mean, more so than YouTube, I'd say the community that comes from it
Mhm.
is
the interaction
is really good.
Yeah, that's what I really love, is being able to interact with everybody, and it's just everybody is so incredible that, I mean,
Yeah,
the friendships that are built is insane.
yeah, because like back
Yeah,
when I
that's
was
awesome.
streaming on Twitch, I mean, because it's not like this, streaming on Twitch. I mean,
Yeah, it's completely different.
they preach community and all this stuff over there, but I mean, it's very selfish over there. But she always had a lot of anxiety about going on with me or something, so she didn't that often. And then so like, and
It
then
took some
I like
convincing.
pretty much quit. Yeah, I wasn't streaming anymore or anything on Twitch. And then when this stuff kind of started up and we started doing YouTube again, at first for a second you were kind of the same way, like you had a lot of anxiety about it, but once you saw just how awesome and accommodating everybody is, it's I mean,
It's just like the rest is history.
the only stream I did without you really was that first one on Jeffrey's New Year's one, but that's because you were asleep. Like if you weren't asleep, you would have been there. So
yeah, I passed out that night. I can sleep a lot.
I loved you guys. How much anxiety did you have when you went on Comic
So much.
Oh yeah, when you did your own, yeah.
So much anxiety. Like the first time when we were on Couple Gories, it was really fun. I was so nervous. And then the second time we were on Couple Gories, it was so close together where it was like, okay, I've done this. We can do it again.
Yeah.
But that one time where I was on with the ladies' night with Rustina, which was great. I love that first appearance of Rustina. And being on with a Lady Fantastic and JoJo, it was a blast. But with him working and me only being able to be on my phone, I had so much anxiety. I had all my books that I knew which ones to play for which, like, trying to prep. And for whatever reason, I panicked and still looked for a book that I so easily could have grabbed from right here. And I was just like, why did I do that?
Tell me about it. I'm still freaking pissed off at myself for books I should have picked against.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like even playing against JoJo and how she would have a few Selena Kyle Catwoman books. I'm like, that's my favorite, and I have that copy. What is wrong with me?
There's nothing wrong with you.
I still had a blast. It was still a lot of fun.
People don't know how freaking stressful that show is, man.
It is.
It puts you on the spot. It's like by the time you get the category of what it is you're going to hunt for, you need to have like an idea of what you're thinking to grab before you go grab it. Otherwise, it's yeah, because
that 30 seconds or whatever it is, it goes by a hell of a lot faster when you're playing than watching.
No, when John starts saying 10, when he says 20, 15, I'm like, oh shit!
Exactly. Yeah, I thought I could do it, but it just I still had a blast. But yeah, I had like all the prep books, so like just the ones that would fit, and I still just got nervous and anxious, and I was like, I can do this. And then like what really sucked is since I was on my phone, I couldn't really see the chat and I couldn't really see the titles of the comic books until after, or until it was like, okay, this is what it is. And so it's like I was trying to like look closer on my phone, but I didn't want to be like that close to my screen where it's like a close up of my eye, and I'm just trying to like look into like which one it is. So it just
because that was your first time ever trying it from the phone too, like streaming from the phone.
So you guys are saying you're never gonna go on Comic Boys again? Is that what you're saying?
No, we have to go on again as a couple, probably not like off your phone, but because we still have to defend our
couple stories.
Yes, we won the second one we were on.
The second couple stories we were on, we won.
The second one,
I would do it again.
Yeah,
glutton for punishment.
The first time you were on, you were heartbroken when you lost.
That one,
I was so nervous.
Yeah, that one, I was mad nervous on that one.
We didn't know what to expect. Like, we tried and just,
Yeah.
But it was still fun.
Yeah. No, you had some, Hialeah, you had some good ones with, what was that last one? With
Jimmy.
The champion ones, yeah.
God,
you had some really good books, too. I was like,
thanks, but let's talk. I want to forget that.
I don't want to talk.
He doesn't want to relive it.
I don't want to relive it. I already stopped going. I already stopped beating myself up already. Like yesterday. It's been like 2 weeks. I stopped.
I know. It's easy to keep beating yourself up for it for sure. Because I know you did with like you're saying with for not picking the Catwoman books, and
sometimes you just gotta do it. Like, gotta try, and it's fun. It's worth it. And you don't know what to expect, but it's definitely fun and enjoyable to do. Like it's a great show. I love it.
I'll be on Friday for the Halloween special. I'm a glutton for punishment. I don't know why. I just
exactly.
Yeah, we were no to Matt, and I can't say no to Matt.
Right? Yeah, I can't say no to Matt either.
Yeah.
I would be on. We would be on this Friday, but I'm working till 7 that day too. No, actually, I'm working till 8 that day. So, but otherwise, we would totally be on.
Where are you guys located?
Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Salt Lake.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
We can get all 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah. A lot of days during this time of year.
And we just get one all year.
I know.
You just get hot, humid summer all year long, and rainy.
And rain too.
Yeah, we get a lot of rain, more than people think.
The humidity though down there though.
Oh yeah, I have.
It's way different than up here. It's crazy.
I don't know about that. Yeah, Utah, Matt, exactly. Have you guys always lived in Utah, or were you?
Yeah,
I have my whole life. Yeah. I've only been down to Vegas a few times, and then the Oregon Caves and California maybe once, and then other than that, I've been in Utah.
I mean, I'm pretty well traveled, I guess. I've been a lot of places and stuff, but
I've still honestly never even been on a plane.
Really?
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I've never been on a plane.
By choice, or you just don't? You never wanted to?
But I've never had enough money to travel by plane, or the opportunity. So,
where's the place you would like to visit?
What?
Where's the place you'd like to visit?
Oh, sorry. I want to go to a bunch of places.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I know I want to go to Ireland.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Wow.
Iceland and yeah.
That's where I would like to go to. Those England and Ireland, Scotland, all those places.
Yeah, I'd love to go there.
Have you guys watched Netflix?
Yeah.
Have you watched Barbarians?
Barbarians.
It just came on, dude. I just finished watching it today. It's like a German show about barbarians and the Romans. Why am I going here? I don't know. Probably because I just watched it right before we went on. I finished the last episode. Dude, it's really good. It's really good.
I think I know what one you're talking about though. I think I've seen previews or something on it.
It just came on. I don't understand this one. I've been on planes, but never in the air.
Well,
Maybe he's worked on planes. I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe that. Yeah.
I've told him that I've always wanted to go into a helicopter. Like, I really want to take a helicopter ride in the evening to where it's like I can go up and see like where everything is at, and then like have the lights come on and like the street lights because the sun's going down, and like being able to like look down at the stars even though the lights aren't really stars. It's just like kind of the way I see it. Being able to like be in a helicopter over the valley is one thing I definitely really wanted to do.
When I was planning on proposing to you, I kind of looked at that route, at looking for helicopter rides and stuff like that. And
so what did you settle on?
It probably sounds sinister to some people, but
a little. It may be a little morbid, but
it was in a cemetery
on his mom's birthday.
Yeah, we're at the at my mom's gravesite for her birthday.
And it just felt right. And it was really, again, cosmic, because we go to the graveyard to visit and, put flowers down since it was her birthday. And we're sitting there on a bench that they have where it has his last name on it. And I could just tell he was up to something. But after he popped the question, proposed, and it said yes. And the sky, like, it was kind of gloomy beforehand, and then like almost raining, and then like right after it just like the clouds kind of cleared up and it was a little more bright and like sunny. It was weird. And there's like
right after, it was a trip.
It gave me goosebumps. It was weird.
Wow. That's
Can't make this stuff up. I
think why they kind of did it there was, you always kept saying how, you wish that you would have met her. And
I really wish I could have had the chance to meet your mom. Yeah, we would have gotten along so well.
Yeah, it was just something like that.
There's been so many occasions where he's like, just flat out said that his mom would have loved me. Even his grandmother had told me that his mom never really liked or cared for any other chick he was with before, but I would have been the one that she would have liked. And I guess that there's like sometimes I do things that remind him of her, and he's like, yeah, you would have gotten along with her. I'm like, that's crazy, but
yeah, because there was just like something the other day, like you said like something that you like, I can't remember what it was, but something you like eating or something, and only person I've ever known like that have ever liked
candy corn.
Yeah, I think it might have been that. Yeah,
I like candy corn.
I think she would have loved you just by the way he looks at you. I think she would have been sold. So you guys make a great couple. I think you can see it. You guys almost answer each other's sentences.
I know a lot of the times when she is like trying to say something and she, I don't know, like her gets squirrel brained and starts trailing off, I'll normally finish it for you or kind of say like I think, and usually I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, he's probably like the only person that actually follows my train of thought, being so spastic and like spontaneous and just going from one thing to the next, or it's like, how do those even connect? And it just, I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm super scatterbrained, like squirrel brain, like all hell.
You guys met your matches, man. I think you're good. I feel like that with my second wife. I got it right the second time. But it just feels good to be with somebody that's in it with you and isn't, gonna spaz or take off or, think anything different of you. And you know that they got your back. Somebody having your back is huge.
Oh, it is.
That's honestly where I feel lucky, because it's like I never had a high school sweetheart. I never really had a long relationship over 2 months since before I met him. That, it's like now obviously it is my longest relationship, going on 8 years. But even those little relationships I was in, we never actually said love or anything like that. We hadn't gotten to that point. But with him, it's just since day one, I've always been comfortable, and it's crazy. It is. Yeah. It's cosmic.
Because I've had like 3 relationships in the past that were like 2 or 3 years or more. So like I've been in like some long ones before, but like nothing compared to like even them. Like I didn't feel as open or as I can be as honest
That's where I feel a little blessed, is that my first love is my last love.
Nice.
I got lucky somehow that way. I guess maybe that's because I never had a high school sweetheart and everybody else did. But
it's like my wife always tells me I could be myself with you.
Yeah.
I think, like you were saying, you thought like at 24, oh my God, I'm never gonna find anybody, and it was probably because of that. Because the minute one, you probably never felt comfortable opening up and showing that the other person until you felt safe with Soldier, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's insane that I never had this level of comfort with anybody. It's just since day one. I know we had a phase in the beginning. I think it was like maybe the first 6 months, first year, where we would be just talking and hanging out, and we would say filter before we said what we were about to say, because we didn't know if the other one was going to take it wrong or understand the warped sense of humor that we had.
Because I have a bad one too.
Yeah, so we would like prepare ourselves and be like filter, where it's just a short period of time where it's like, okay, I'm about to say something, don't take offense to it. And then over time, like that maybe lasted a couple months before we're like, yeah, we're on the same page. We have the same sense of humor.
Yeah.
That's how, it's funny. That's how me and my wife are, because I have you guys don't know, dude. My sense of humor is fucked. It's not even warped. It's fucked up.
That's ours probably too. Yeah.
Mine is my wife. Everybody's like, okay, there he goes over the cliff. He just doesn't know when to freaking stop. And because to me, making that really bad joke, that really, it's like, bro, that really doesn't. But I say it to myself or to one or other. I don't say it to, like, I don't scream it, but it's how I cope with
exactly.
hard time, you know, and it doesn't make sense. It's in bad taste. You could call it whatever you want. It's the timing is wrong, but it's how I cope with life, and it makes it.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you gives you a warped sense of humor.
Dude, you guys just don't know my sense of humor, man. It's like my wife is. Sometimes she's asking, I wonder what's going on in your head, and it's like, one, not a whole lot, and two, whatever is going on, you really don't want to know.
That's like mine a lot too.
It's right. There's not a lot going on, but you really don't want to see what is going on. That's not
right.
I know, like I'll be daydreaming, and she's like, "What you thinking about?" You know, and I was like, "I don't know, just if penguins have knees, you know, like I don't know."
There's a meme that I really love from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay.
Like the nurse, and it's like, what doesn't kill you gives you a sixth sense of humor, or you develop like a coping mechanism for it. That is like kind of humor. Like even Christopher Titus, he's one of my favorite comedians. And his was there was one he did, Norman Rockwell is Bleeding, where back in high school I was always kind of like a little oddball a little bit, you know. It was underlined like warning signs to schizophrenia, but they weren't like apparent yet. But in his skit, it was mental illness, genetic, and I remember that from his skit, and I loved it so much. And
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, how many times have we seen him now? Like 3 times together. I know, because I know you saw him a couple times before.
We've seen him twice, and then I've seen him 3 other times before.
Yeah, that's actually something else that we like a lot too, is like stand-up comedy and stuff too.
Yeah.
And you go out and watch it and stuff. You go to see it live.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do it a lot more, but I mean, now we usually just go see it when some of our like favorite ones are coming or something.
Yeah. Gotta be able to laugh. And
what are some cool things to do in Utah?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Like, if you like snow and snowboarding or skiing, but we don't do any of that. And
I mean, I used to snowboard and skateboard. I mean, I almost turned pro skateboarding back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, that was another lifetime ago.
We usually just go to like the comic book store. I know there's a few places up north that's like maybe 2 hours away that we want to go see sometime.
Yeah, because like in our immediate area, like we only have 2 shops.
Yeah.
Well, there's the 2 like main ones that we go to, and then there is store. Like the nerd store.
but they mostly have more like belts and hats and socks and puzzle like
like
games
figures and
yeah.
statues. And
They don't have a very wide selection of comics, but they were first. One summer they were doing a sale every other Sunday, where it was just like dollar books, and it was a really good sale.
It was dollar books, buy two get one free.
Yeah.
And I found
you found that variant to ASM.
It's actually a Renew Your Vows variant.
Yeah, look,
but it was like a 1 in 50.
Outdoor stuff and Mormon stuff.
Yeah, that's because Matt used to live in Utah, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utah is going to Donner Pass a thing in Utah? Do you know what Donner Pass is?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever been there.
Is that a tourist attraction?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know if I've heard of it just from like the legend of the Donner Party and everything. But
it's not a legend, dude. It's what it really
it happened. Yeah, I know, and yeah, it actually happened. But
Downer Pass? I haven't even heard of that.
Downer Pass, bro. That was a wagon train going out west, and they got stuck. They tried to make it through the Downer Pass in winter. And they actually got snowed in, and then they resorted to cannibalism.
And it was like, wasn't it like 11 or 12 that had died, or there was like only like 8 or something that survived?
That I don't remember. I don't
remember how many survived.
There's this really crazy cool place down in Moab, though. It's like almost to the border of, I think, Colorado, or it's down by Moab, but it's a hole in the rock. And it's this guy way back in the day put dynamite in a rock and started building a house inside of the rock. And they have like these tours where you see that he had already set up the bedroom, the bathroom, and he was just like, it's a house inside of a rock down in Moab. And it's just a hole in the wall or like a hole in a rock. And I remember going there when I was like maybe 16 or 15, but it was really awesome going there. And they had like this giant chair that was like made out of a giant boulder. But this guy back in like the 40s or something put dynamite in one of the rocks down in Moab and started building a house inside of it.
That's awesome.
We kind of have something like that here. It's called Coral Castle.
This with the limestones, right? The guy brought all these limes, and supposedly he did it by hand. So like he carried all these rocks. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have kind of something like that. It's really crazy. It's like a big mystery how he got that done.
Yeah, there's another little tourist attraction thing here too. Is Bundy's house when he lived in Utah. Yeah.
Bundy, Ted.
Yeah, Ted Bundy lived here.
Hey, that's a Florida connection. That's a Florida connection. See, it's all Florida connected.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that was the one he was convicted on and tried for. Is the one in Florida.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. So he was in Utah as well?
Yeah, he escaped from our jail too.
Oh shit. Well, I know he was all over the country, and he was.
Yeah, he escaped from jail twice, like from Salt Lake County, and then from one in like Colorado, I think.
I think so. Yeah. It's between Nevada and Cali.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was thinking it's more like on the Nevada side.
He's a lot more into like the horror. Like I can handle scary movies from time to time. I just have to kind of like prep myself. I really like to be scared, but there was one like chair lampshade thing that he used to joke with me that he wanted from a serial killer, where it was like the skin, like and I'm like, no.
Yeah, it was Ed. It was Ed Gaines.
Yeah.
He showed that to me one day. He's like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we got this?" I'm like, "No, there's a line there." Like, no.
It was a replica of the one that was found in his house, but not the actual one.
Yeah, it wasn't the actual one, but it was like.
You thought he was gonna get the actual one?
Yeah. that's crossing the line.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting on something that has a face in it. Because it does. Remember the picture of that chair? Like, there's like, oh, it was gnarly.
He's definitely more into the horror stuff than I am. Like, there's some of it I have to prep myself for it, but yeah, he definitely likes more of the horror.
Oh, I grew up watching all of them. Like,
So you're into the serial killers? Is that what you're trying to say?
well, I've read a lot on them. I'm into the, I guess, like pathology of them and like the psychological side of it, and I've read a lot of books on a lot of different ones.
So who's your favorite?
My favorite? I don't know. The one I'm always like interested in the most a lot is obviously like Jack the Ripper and just some of the ones like that
nice.
were never caught and stuff. And
Zodiac was never caught?
Zodiac was never caught. Like that's another one.
Did you see that movie, Zodiac?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excellent, right?
Yeah, that movie was really good.
That movie was excellent, dude.
There was one time. Sorry.
No, go ahead. What happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
One time he was playing The Evil Within, and it was late at night, and I couldn't stand watching him play because he kept trying to find hidden stuff where he's supposed to clearly run, and he died so many times, and it was like this big butcher dude with
like a chainsaw.
With the chainsaw, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, even just watching him play The Evil Within gave me so much anxiety. I'm like, I can't watch you play that. It's too scary. You don't run when you're supposed to. I can't do it.
That's like me with Resident Evil, man. Resident Evil I used to take a dump playing that game, man.
Oh, I love the Resident Evil games.
I scared him a few times with that one. I would throw like a little fake flower at him while he was playing Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, what was Nemesis? Wasn't Nemesis like in Resident Evil 2? Was it
3?
3? When Nemesis would show up, I would cag, dude. I would. I died every time he freaking. God, my heartbeat was like.
Yeah, because you would always hear him walking around or something. Yeah. Every now and then, you'd come through the walls and. Yeah, I remember that back then, like when it first came out. Like, oh yeah, that game was kind of ahead of its time. Was that the one that they're remaking now? Or no, I think the remake to 3 actually just came out.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think they just remade that one.
Dude, not for nothing. I'm the biggest scary cat, dude. Yesterday I was they were playing The Conjuring. Check this out.
Oh really?
Dude, I'm a wimp, dude. I'm a wimp. I was watching The Conjuring. It wasn't even like on HBO. It was on AMC or something, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I've seen it a ton of times, and I was still freaking scared, bro.
I mean, I don't watch them as much as I used to, like a lot of the horror movies and stuff. But growing up, I loved them.
No, I like them because they're fun, man. But but if I could see them, I would squint my eyes, you know, so I don't see it all. I'm a wimp, dude. I'm a wimp, but I love it. For the record, my favorite serial killer is probably Jeffrey Dahmer. If you have a favorite serial killer, because that guy just captivated everybody, man.
Yeah, he did.
That stuff came up when his demented stuff came up. It was like,
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
My goodness, dude! When that came out, dude, the whole nation like stopped.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is this? This is a horror film right here.
Yeah, it was.
That guy was crazy. Yeah,
that guy was nuts, dude.
Yeah, and Patrick Wall said, H.H. Holmes. That one's a crazy story too.
H.H. Holmes, which one was he?
He's he was back during like the World's Fair or something back in Chicago.
Oh.
And he had like Murder Castle or whatever. It was like a city block long building in
Chicago. It was in I think it was Chicago, dude. Mm-hmm. I read there's a book about it called The Devil.
Oh yeah. Oh
my God, The Devil.
Let's see if I can find it.
The Devil's Apocrypha?
No, it's not that one, but
oh my God,
The Devil's Lair or something like that. But
yeah, he had a whole corner building,
and
with secret corridors, secret rooms that you couldn't get out. That yeah. And all and at the end, like the bodies would go into like vats of acid and stuff, and they would just like erode away.
They did an episode of Criminal Minds where the killer on it was kind of based off of him.
Dude, talk about
I've never heard. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
I've never
talk
even
about
heard.
He's a big crazy one. He's probably killed more people than anybody in American history, and he's the one that you don't hear about somehow.
And dude, he was ahead of his time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Think about it. Crazy. He bought. I remember he bought the place. I think it was like a farm. He was like a pharmacist or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yeah, that's a crazy story. It's called The Devil and.
The Devil's Dreamland.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the book I read.
Yeah.
It's
I remember the one I read on him too. Yeah, I think the first time I ever heard about him,
Or The Devil in the White City.
That's it. The Devil in the White City.
That's
And everything happened around the World's Fair.
Yeah.
In 1908 or something like that. Way back when.
Yeah.
That one I can't play with either. Glitter, like that one I'm like, nope. Mm-mm.
The
Exorcist one.
Oh, The Exorcist. Yeah.
I'm already okay with The Exorcist. Big Remo brought up one. You guys remember I think it was Ramirez, the Night Stalker?
Oh yeah, the Night Stalker.
I
Yeah.
don't remember
Yeah.
that one.
Richard Ramirez.
Richard
We actually just watched something on him not that long ago. He was the one in California, and he would do like home invasions and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was the one that married like the one of the jurors. Remember when he was when he was in during trial, he held up his hand and it had like the pentagram.
Yeah. Yeah, and he I think they named him after the AC/DC song or AC/DC I'm your Night Stalker. Yeah, dude, that was
Yeah.
I remember the first one that ever really scared me was Split Second.
Split Second.
It was
that
like
was,
in the late 80s, I think it was, early 90s. And it was just this monster thing that would like go through and rip hearts out. And the detective that was trying to catch him was like always just drinking coffee and whatever. I mean, I was little at the time. And it was the first movie that ever really scared me.
Yeah.
I think I showed you
did
like
that one,
I think I showed you like a trailer for it, and it just like watching the trailer for it years later, I was like, that's not so scary. But I mean, being a kid, it scared the hell out of me.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I could imagine you were scared. Richard Ramirez, that was another one. You guys remember? Oh my God, I remember the guy that was killing the kids in Atlanta in the early '80s. I think his name was Williams. And what about the guy that remember the shootings that were just so random? I think in Washington or something like that.
Well, there's the Son of Sam in New York.
Son of Sam.
The
Also,
Son of Sam that was just like random. Yeah.
but do you remember the one where the guy would drive the car and they were the kid was in the trunk?
Oh yeah.
Shooting out the trunk and just killing all these random people. I think it was Washington.
Yeah, that's what I think it was. Yeah.
Crazy.
That one was crazy for like a whole month or 2 months. They couldn't figure it out. Dude, there's some sick people. Well, you know what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
We're kind of like on a weird tangent right now.
Yeah.
But it is Halloween, guys.
It is Halloween. It is. Right.
If we're going to talk this, and I don't know, it was probably my fault. But anyway. We're talking serial killers. Yeah, that's right. I asked you who your favorite serial killer was.
Mm-hmm.
Javi, who's your favorite serial killer?
I don't think I have a favorite serial killer. I have a favorite cult person, I guess you can call it.
Oh yeah, the DC sniper. That's exactly who that was.
Yeah.
What's the crazy guy's name? Charles Manson. Yeah.
Yeah, he was that was
Yeah.
a cult one.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he was interesting too because I mean he convinced people to do his bidding.
Yeah.
He was such a short guy.
He was. I know when he was arrested, he was in this like little cupboard.
Dude, you're a little midget, dude.
It was so little.
He was, yeah. He like was kind of resonated with me too, like learning about him and how like they would go into houses and they just turn things around and misplace things and like that.
That was before they even started like killing people.
Mm-hmm.
They would just like rearrange people's houses and stuff.
Furniture and like turn paintings upside down and.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine coming home and your shit's upside down?
I know.
I would be freaked out. Like, what the hell? Yeah.
That would be like, oh god.
Yeah, that would trip me out. Yeah, Matt's on the same page with me. He's saying amen, Javi.
What happened? Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did learn about, I learned about Ted Bundy because I took psychology, so I had to learn about Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer and
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure they
Yeah.
talk about all of them.
yeah, they talk about all of that stuff. Yeah.
dude,
I mean, normally watching it like on History Channel or something is what kind of got me stuck in it, I think.
dude, it's fascinating.
Documentaries.
Yeah, it is.
It is fascinating, dude, and it's just because it's so out of the norm, so dark, so
I have there's like, I don't know if you can call it a joke or like a test or something like that, but it's something one of my guitar teachers told me, and they were like, oh, this is the way that a serial killer thinks, right? So let's say you're on the bottom of a building, right? Or like, let's say you have an interaction with somebody and then you like go downstairs, or like, this is what it was. Sorry. You're downstairs and someone is like yelling at you and you're like, doesn't matter, like X number of stories high, right? I mean, you can't hear the person. They're like pointing at you, and then you're like, they ask you a question. They're like, oh, what is this? What's this interaction that's happening right now? And then the person, like the way that a serial killer thinks is like, oh, they're counting the number of steps, like they have to, like they're counting the number of floors that they have to go up to get to that person.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy to think.
Yeah.
That is really crazy.
I don't know exactly how he worded it, but
No,
something
I can kind of see what you mean. Yeah.
yeah.
There was one in my psychology class in high school. They were doing like a blot test just to see like what everybody thought, and I ended up changing my answer by the time I turned it in. But it was like an ink blot test, and it was up on the projector, like putting up, and our psychology teacher wanted us to just write down the first thing that we thought of, and I remember it kind of looked like a pitchfork. And so that was the most common response when we were going over what everybody's first thought was.
Yeah.
And I realized it was a little odd that the first thing that came to mind to me was murder for whatever reason. Just that came to my mind. And then everybody else is saying pitchfork. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to erase. So I don't want to raise concern. I don't know why I thought that. I know I could never do anything like that. But it just was like,
yeah,
okay,
it's probably good. It's probably good you changed your answer on that.
yeah.
Like when you told me that, I was like, Jesus.
you really are.
I'm sleeping with one eye open.
Yeah.
I could never.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it was crazy, because that was like my psychology class in high school.
How cool is that? I took my psychology class in high school. It was probably the best class I ever took. I probably learned more in that class than any other class I ever took.
Right.
Yeah, I always love those too.
I probably use more of that class than anything since high school.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I don't
I
remember
probably need
anything
to.
from math or science or.
Yeah. I mean, math you do, like every.
My math is terrible. My math is so bad. It's terrible.
All right, guys. Hey, we're going. It's been an hour and a half.
I know, it's crazy
wow.
how time flies on here.
Time does fly.
Yeah.
This has been a great show.
Thank you so much for having us, for sure.
Right. It's been a blast. I mean, we definitely went down some tangents, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
The whole point of this show, yeah.
Yeah, we just don't know what's gonna happen. It's just we just go.
Yeah, that's good.
Like the morning of this show, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna ask? And then it goes a whole different other way, and it's just like,
oh yeah, that's like what she says. Like you don't have to plan, because a lot of times it's gonna go down a different. You never know what way it's gonna go.
It takes a life on its own. It takes a life on its own.
Yeah, it does.
Go off the cuff. You can never plan for the unexpected. No matter how much you try to prepare, there's always the unexpected. It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
But man, thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. It's been a blast. We've been trying to be on more and more consistent with our own show and hang out more.
And you guys are usually on Saturdays, right?
Yeah, Saturdays. Yeah, and we're trying to. Yeah, we're kind of creating other shows and stuff too, and to try and be on more too instead of just the once a week. And yeah,
It's a work in progress. First, we got to work on not being late to our own show.
I know. Every week we're normally just like a couple minutes usually, but
5-10 minutes late.
yeah.
You know what? You know who you had? I used to enjoy the show you used to have with Bacon with NYC. You guys had a really good.
Mhm.
Direct Edition Squad. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
With Javi, Bake, and Jeffrey.
And Jeffrey, yeah.
That's right, and Jeff. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot. They used to be on Sundays, correct?
Yeah, that one was on Sundays.
Yeah, that one was on Sundays. We would go with snacks and randomness. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Before we end, I don't remember if I just heard this or if it was actually something that you were trying to do, Soldier, but are you still trying to do your comic book? Is that something that I heard? Or
Oh yeah, I almost mentioned that earlier. It's stuff that we're still kind of working on, like behind the scenes, kind of like she was. I almost brought it up when she was talking about her book, because at the same time when she's working on that, we kind of throw out ideas for ours, and it's definitely a slow, like a slow burn kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pissed about it a little bit though, because I did have like a few like of the first panels like kind of sketched out, and I even had some character designs and stuff too, and I lost a lot of my drawings that was on my phone.
Oh man,
The app I was using like crashed, or I don't know what the hell exactly happened, but
I did find the notes though when we started up the rough draft of the characters and what it's about and what it would be and where we would go with it, but we haven't really moved it too far from there.
Yeah, but it's definitely something we want to do for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got a question. Where is it? Oh my God. Oh yeah, Patrick Wall. What's everyone's favorite old school Halloween cartoon?
Old school Halloween cartoon.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I was thinking Scooby-Doo too.
That's the first one that came to mind too. Yeah.
I love Scooby-Doo.
But I like when they did. I don't know if you would call it a remake, but when they did Scooby-Doo and it was more like cartoony, more modern around the 90s, and they were like all younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it was called, but it's Scooby-Doo something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember what that one was called either.
Yeah.
Dude, you want to hear how I used to get scared when I was a kid from the Scooby-Doo cartoon. God. The original one, dude, when it was and I was like, I can't remember how old I was. Of course, I was a little kid because I couldn't figure out, okay, now this happens in every show. But I would always remember the ghost oh, God, I had a vivid imagination when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
God, that went away, dude. Thank God.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You should share some of your artwork. Seriously.
I've been planning it. Like a lot of stuff should be coming out here soon because I've been drawing a lot more often lately, and I have posted stuff like here and there.
There was one
because I did post something like a week ago or something like that. But
there was one that he is almost done with. He just needs to do like the background on it, because it was when Matt had tagged me in the 22 push-ups for 22 days. He had also tagged him, but because of his back and his scoliosis, he can't quite do it.
Oh, yeah.
There was a drawing that
there's a drawing I've been working on that I was doing
done
instead of
that's
that.
for like a tribute to Jabroni. And I can't wait until he's like actually done with it, because it looks so good. And I can't wait for you guys to all see
and I
it.
also need to like kind of think of like what to do with it, when I'm done, because it's just a drawing on my phone right now, but like I want to, obviously I'm going to send it, to a bunch of people and whoever wants it after I post it. And, but I don't know. I'm sure I'll probably maybe go to Walmart or something and have like prints done or something, or I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Fuchsia, are you still doing push-ups?
Not as much as I wish.
You've done it a couple times since it ended.
Yeah, since it's ended, I think I've done it 2 or 3 times, but I haven't had that same motivation to do like the pressure, the challenge of getting like every day for the 22
Yeah, because
days.
during that 22, you kind of start throwing little fits if you hadn't done it yet, and it was getting later in the day, and I was like, you could take a day off. Like I saw somebody, it might have been, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Matt, maybe, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I was like, so and so like took a day off. You could take one day off. And like, no, I can't.
No, I
Like,
was the same way. I could not take a day off, man. I just couldn't.
yeah, it's like I like trying my best to have my actions match my words. So it's like I
Yeah.
put a lot of pressure on
That's a
myself
good
to where
thing,
it's like if I say I'm going to do something, I definitely want to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a few days where like I haven't even done that yet, and I still have to
Chad.
do it.
Chad tagged me in one, and I'm still thinking, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get around to it eventually.
Sometimes it's never like I've wanted to continue doing it because it just the endorphins felt good afterwards and it work out all the time.
Yeah.
But I haven't been doing it as much.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Man, you guys want to shout anything out on your channel?
We just have our show every Saturday. Well, we are doing kind of like a little Halloween kind of one this Saturday. Mostly just talking about probably like horror books and just some of our favorite like horror stuff. But yeah, every Saturday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at youtube.com/c/Married with Issues.
Awesome.
Just our Saturday show. I don't think we really have anything else, and I think this Saturday we'll just go over like some of our favorite Halloween covers and
Nice.
or comics that we do have.
Yeah, this Saturday's Halloween. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yep.
Happy Halloween. Comic Friday night. 6 at 9 p.m. I believe Eastern. 6 Pacific. Yeah, 6 Pacific.
Yeah, 6 Pacific.
Javi, what you got going on?
Silver Age Sunday this Sunday, and next Thursday, November 5th, we got the Start Me Up show.
Nice.
Love that show. Right, I've been watching more of it.
Yeah, the Silver Age Sunday, so I love that one.
You need to watch Start Me Up. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Start Me Up. We do the music. It's a lot of fun. Okay, guys. I just want to, man. Thank you, Soldier and Fuchsia. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for being so open.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
It's super appreciated. We'll be back next week. Kamagories. I gotta get a costume because my original costume I showed Matt and he goes, "No, I don't think that's okay for my show." So I gotta come up with a better one. I'll put once I have it on Saturday, I'll put it on Instagram so you guys can get a laugh out of that.
Wait, so are you gonna tell us what the one that was rejected was, or?
I'll show you on Saturday because I'll show you on Saturday. I'll put it on Instagram. My daughter was texting me yesterday. Hey, can you put it on and text me a picture? I want to show somebody because it's. Yeah. I still can't believe I'm gonna wear it, but anyway, you'll see on Saturday. I'll put it on Instagram. It's for a mature audience, exactly.
Yeah, that's just,
audience. But I'll come up for something for Kamagories. Guys, thank you so much. If you haven't voted, please vote. Every vote counts. I don't care which way you vote. Exercise your right to vote.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's next Tuesday. Big day next week for our nation. Happy Halloween. Everybody be safe, and we'll see you next week. Next week is our 50th.
Oh wow.
Our 50th show.
There you go.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, 50th show next week. We've been on for a year, a little over a year, because we've missed a couple of weeks here and there, but it is our 50th show.
Nice.
So tune in. We see who our guest will be next week. We got somebody pretty cool. Not that everybody's cool, but but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what you mean.
You know what I mean. All right. Take care, everybody. Be good.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Take care.